guys, out here shooting on this beautiful, beautiful day. It's a little windy, but we're going to make it work. I wanted to field a question that I get from people regarding the direction that the cock feather, yes, I said cock feather, that is this off-color feather here, is facing whenever you're shooting. Now, if you come from the world of Mediterranean style archery, meaning that your arrow is on the left side of the bow, if you're a right-handed shooter and using 3 fingers, typically what you're looking for is a cock feather facing outwards. And the reason for that is, obviously, if it is facing inward, even with feathers, you may run into a slight bit of deflection as the arrow is coming off the string. It's quite different for thumb draw shooting. So in thumb draw archery, we use an opening movement when we shoot. So it comes in a lot of different forms. Sometimes you'll see it like this, sometimes you'll see it completely open. For me, I just use a very natural opening position of here. You'll see the bow rotate ever so slightly, but not so much. If your arrows are spined correctly, you typically do not need that dynamic of an opening. That's just what I found over the years of shooting. Seems to work best for me as far as an accuracy and consistency standpoint. So because of that opening, we can get a little more lenient on which way that the cock feather should face. Now, typically when I am shooting, I prefer, just from years of doing it, I prefer the cock feather facing outwards. However, if I'm doing speed shooting, speed reloading, whatever you want to call it, it really doesn't matter. Sometimes I have issues where when I'm reloading, you will see the cock feather facing inward and people are like, oh my God, arrows, the feather's facing the wrong way. It doesn't matter, and I'm going to show you. The opening that we use, because we're moving on our shot here, we are clearing a pass for this feather to pass around the riser, so you're not so much having any issues with any deflection. Now, obviously, you don't use this opening movement with Mediterranean style draw, because if you're over here and you use an opening style movement, well, you're going to throw your arrow off. But I'm going to show you here. I'm going to take a couple shots. I'm going to shoot one with the cock feather facing outward and one facing inward, and we'll just judge how it looks on the target. That's the best way. All right, so our first shot here is going to be cock feather facing outwards, right? Straight down the pipe. So now we're going to do our second shot with cock feather facing inward. Straight down the pipe. So if you look at our shots here, we got one going straight down the pipe, 2 going straight down the pipe. They're essentially in line with each other. I was a little hesitant about shooting them close because I've already Robin Hooded an arrow today, and arrows are expensive. But at the end of the day, the target does not lie, and that's how you test these things. A lot of people have opinions on how to shoot. You know, that's just how it goes. But at the end of the day, the target does not lie. If what you're doing is putting arrows where you want them on a consistent level at various ranges, I mean, you can't really deny that it works. A lot of people get too rigid when they're shooting. They get in this mindset of it has to be this way, it has to be that way, and feather in, feather out. I've heard it many different ways. But at the end of the day, let your target do the talking for you.